Hello guys, today's lesson is going to be in English fully, so it's for intermediate and upper intermediate level, and the topic is social entrepreneurship, a topic that I fancy a lot. So I fancy means like. I like it a lot. Social entrepreneurship. So the first word is social. What is social? Social related to society. Society, well, you can define society in many ways, but I would assume we know what is society, so let's just leave it alone on this level. And the second word, entrepreneurship, is an interesting one. Well, it's a French word actually. It comes from the root entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. So there is this word in French. The verb is entreprendre, to undertake, to initiate, sort of, to take action or a series of actions, right? And so from entreprendre we have entrepreneur, someone who takes actions all the time, and entrepreneurship. Well, in English we have another word. Entreprendre is to undertake. To undertake, well, it can be compared with the word entreprendre, and let's use Google Translate. Some people don't like Google Translate when it comes to translation. However, it has some beautiful tools which we don't use a lot. For instance, this voice input. Now let's see whether my pronunciation is good enough so that the computer can understand it. Undertake. Yay, see? I just voice typed the word and the computer understood it. So you can practice your pronunciation with this little mic over here. And when you have a word, actually, you have the second icon appearing. This one, you can listen to the word.
Undertake. Undertake.
Right. So you can practice your pronunciation and you can improve your listening skills. And also we have definitions below, you see here. We have synonyms, we have examples, and these are great tools actually. And you can use Google Translate, especially for these few features on the left side. So commit oneself to and begin. Take on. Right. So why don't we use the word undertake? Maybe undertaking or undertaken ship. Well, you know, this word doesn't really exist. I'm just making fun and asking, like, why don't we invent this word in English, undertaken ship? And entrepreneur could be undertaker. So entrepreneur could be undertaker. Well, some of you may know why we don't use undertaker for entrepreneur, but for those who don't know, let's try and see. Right, a person whose business is preparing dead bodies for burial or cremation and making arrangements for funerals, right? So in English, undertaker is a profession, and well, one could say a gloomy one, but it depends. Undertaker profession, you can see in images, right? See, these are undertakers. This is why in English we don't really use the word undertaker for entrepreneur. We normally just use the French word entrepreneur. social entrepreneurship. So what is social entrepreneurship actually? Let's also look at this one. So difference between social business and social entrepreneurship, right? It's almost the same. Social entrepreneurship is a type of social business. However, the main difference is that social entrepreneurship focuses beyond simply generating a profit and measures its performance on the positive impact the business makes on society. So one could say social business is first of all good, well, or in general profit. Well, I could say good profit in general, and then positive impact. And social entrepreneurship would be first of all positive impact and then some profit. And the profit can be good as well with social entrepreneurship, but in general social entrepreneurs give away a lot. Sometimes you give away more than 51% and more than that of your profit, so that you so that they consider you a social enterprise actually. And in some cases it's more than that. It might be 75% or 90 or something. But anyway, it's up to the social entrepreneur, it's up to the team, it depends on the society, depends on the laws and legislation. So it's very subjective and local in general. Now, in social entrepreneurship, actually we have this thing called business model canvas. Right, so canvas, here it is, a canvas. Let's see whether canvas, if we look at the word, yeah, it's not, we don't want this one. Well, here it is, yes, this is a canvas. You paint on canvas. The word canvas, here it is. It's simply this empty space which is made of some different materials. I don't really know what type of stuff they use, but it's, here it is, canvas. And business model canvas is just like this canvas, but we have some, see, images, some concepts thrown at it. So here we are, business model canvas. And this one is type of canvas which is well known. A lot of organizations use this canvas in general. Here it is, like the main kind of skeleton of it. And we have a little video. The duration is just under 3 minutes, or less than 4 minutes. Under 4 minutes. And let's just have a look. And I'm gonna just make the playback speed a little more relaxed, maybe, yeah, this much. And we will use captions so that you can read the text, okay, which will be generated for you.
Hey there, this is Brian Alexandros, facilitator, trainer, and teams designer. And I just wanted to say thank you for downloading the nonprofit version of the business model canvas.
So here he's using a specific term, non-profit. So it's a rather American or US term, non-profit or not for profit, vs or versus for profit. So non-profit simply means you work, it's like close to social entrepreneurship. Your aim is not to make profit, it's not about money. Non-profit is about helping people, not about making money. So for profit, you still help people, You still help your customer, but for-profit is about making profit in general. You want to get rich. If you want to get rich, to lead a luxurious lifestyle, you would want to deal with for-profit businesses. If you want to help society or a specific vulnerable groups of people, vulnerable groups like people who need more care and attention. For instance, people with some physical health problems, maybe women, maybe LGBT people, e.g., for example, older people, people with disabilities, women, LGBT plus, youth, etc. So non-profit is more about helping vulnerable groups or just making putting well-being and social impact above profit. That's it.
A tool that'll help you visualize and rapidly prototype new business models. Whew, that was a mouthful. In short, it's a visual, one-page business plan. And one
Right, he gives a fun definition. What is a business model canvas? Business model canvas is, as he puts it, visual one-page business plan. Right. So in general, business plan is very long, very detailed, and business model, especially business model canvas, is much shorter, and it's much more visual.
In short, it's a visual, one-page business plan. And one reason why you would want to use this is you have no idea where your time, money, and energy is really going. Sure, you can talk about the details, but wouldn't it be better if we had a map that shows us where we are and where we are heading next? So let's do a quick overview.
Right? He gives good reasons why you should use social business model canvas. And I'm not repeating it, I just do these little pauses so that you can analyze this video in depth, right?
The canvas is divided into 9 sections, with each section modified to fit a more non-profit NGO charity context.
Right, again, this video focuses on non-profit business model, but it's very, very close to social entrepreneurship. It's almost nearly the same.
The canvas is also divided into 2 larger sections. On the left side, the operations level, and on the right side, the engagement level. In other words, the backstage and front stage.
So again, we have 2 words in here.
Engagement level. In other words,
Oh, sorry.
level.
Right, operations and engagement. Right, let's have them. Operations. Well, in this case, it's like actions or processes, right? Kind of processes in general. I would even say streams of actions and processes. And then we have engagement. So engagement is how you connect with people, your customers, maybe your beneficiaries, people who will benefit from your business or enterprise. Right. Customers, beneficiaries, supporters, etc. Right.
And on the right side, the engagement level. In other words, the backstage and front stage. The backstage is what leaders and staff can see, while the front stage is what the rest of the world can see. Let's review the backstage. Key partners are strategic alliances that help you run and operate your organization. Government agencies, other nonprofits, businesses, and suppliers that give you the tech to run your infrastructure. Key activities are what you do to engage audiences and the world at large. Marketing, teaching, research, and networking are all good examples. Key resources are the assets needed to do those activities. Inventory, buildings, equipment, staff, talent, your list of donors and constituents, and finally, cash and your line of credit. Your social value proposition is your unique solution to the challenge at hand. What is your mission and your unique way of solving the problem? So think programs, services, milestones, and outcomes. Cost structure is all about the costs that are inherent in your business model. So think overhead, fixed costs, variable costs, things like salaries, office rent, subscriptions, IT labor, and maintenance. So that wraps up the backstage. Now let's talk about the front stage. Relations are the kinds of bonds you make and retain with your co-creators. So think about your stakeholders. How do they work with you? How do they participate with you? And how do they help you create the outcomes you are looking for? And stakeholders are basically that. Your co-creators, investors, donors, volunteers, participants, customers, and members of your organization. Channels are all about how and where you are reaching your co-creators. Think about physical locations where people meet you or make purchases. And don't forget online and social media. And finally, financial and non-financial outcome streams. Financial outcomes like donations, grants, and sales proceeds, and non-financial outcomes like behavior change, social impact, mission-related milestones, and membership signups. So that was a very rapid overview of the front stage and backstage of your business model.
Right, we're almost done. Well, I'd like to make a couple of comments on SVP, but maybe let's just finish the bit first.
This is the basic idea of how your time, money, and energy flows throughout your organization. And once you have that, you'll have a better idea of how to move forward. And don't forget to take a look at the full reference, which gives you key questions to start generating discussion.
Right, and we can download it. Well, maybe we'll have a look, but let's just get back to our SVP. See, social value proposition is actually, let's just look at the word. Social value proposition. Let's have a look at the word proposition first. To propose is to suggest. So what do you propose? What do you suggest? What is the thing that you want to change? Well, value, we know the word value. Let's try and paraphrase that. Value. Let's think. Let's think. This is a hard one. Advantage or plus. Right, yeah. So value, we can define it as some advantage or some plus, something which is more than what exists now. So value proposition is like you propose or suggest something which is better or more effective than what exists now. So this is your value proposition, and social value proposition means it's not only good for individual human beings, but for society in general, for a larger group of people, right? The social value proposition is very important because people are going to judge your business or your enterprise, your initiative based on social value proposition. If they like it, if they buy it, if they support it, then they will support your business and your initiative. So SVP is something that you need to be very, very conscious and strategic about. Canvas, right. Let's have a look. Skylens. Let's see. There he said we had a list of questions, right? Which could be helpful. Do we need to... it needs to be sent to my email maybe. Right. Mail address. Okay, let's do this. It's on the way. Right. Well, I don't know when it will get there, so let's just leave it there. And we have lots of questions actually. I don't want to make the lesson too long. Right. So this info is something which you can find everywhere. So here's the title of the video, Nonprofit Business Model Canvas, right? From Brian Alexandros. I give him a thumbs up. And you can download the canvas here on your own and look at the questions. And this might be a very useful homework actually. Right, so this is it. In case if you're interested, you can contact me. I will leave my contact details. You just saw my email, but I will just leave it there as well with my phone number. And we can have lessons like this. I'm right now I'm actually experimenting. See, this lesson is 23 minutes long. So I'm trying to make lessons which are about 30 or less minutes long, so that it's not too boring, because 1 hour is sometimes too long and our attention span is not that strong these days. So in case if you're interested, we can have only this type of short lessons, about 25 minutes long or 30 or maybe 35, so that you stay fresh, so that your brain doesn't boil up by the end of the lesson. I will be free to help you out reach your goals. And recently I got my certificate from Oxford House. I have Oxford House Right, it's from Spain, right? Yes. So they give various courses, and I took my certificate on business English. In case if you're interested, I just participated in a workshop which took a few hours, and took their CELTA course, but it was so hard, so academic. I failed that one, and I won't be teaching with their methodology, which was very, very grammar heavy and very academic. But anyway, if you're interested in business English, social entrepreneurship, this type of ideas, I will be happy to help you out, because I also participated in a number of trainings and workshops and some type of accelerators, and I've been testing ideas, and I'm going to start a crowdfunding soon. So yeah, it will be fun, and I will be sharing more content with you. See you!